This week in our alphabet challenge, we are up to the letter S, and I have chosen to do the handsome Sable antelope. And I saw this beautiful antelope in Zimbabwe. I've only ever seen them there, and they're quite striking and quite unusual in there with their horns. It's a shame his ears were back, but anyway, got quite a thick neck. I'm going to run out of room. I surely am. Never mind. Got to be able to get his lovely horns in. So they're quite striking with not only their horns but also this colouring. They're a bit of a light brown when they're younger, a lighter brown, and then they turn this lovely rich browny black. Let's see where we're up to. So I'm often stop talking because I'm concentrating. It's hard to draw and talk at the same time, especially drawing proportions. But anyway, this is just for fun. Quite a slope. Looks like to be a bit longer there. Okay. Now they do have another closer relative called the roan antelope, which I've never seen twice. I think they're quite rare to see. They're similar, not quite as attractive as these beautiful sable. These sort of scimitar horns they've got. Oh, is that a bit long? Oh, maybe not. Maybe just bring his forehead out a bit to cope with that. I'm only filming the first 10 minutes of this, and then I'll add a bit more structure to it afterwards, but it just shows drawing up the proportions. I look for markers, where the ears are in relation to other parts of the angle of the ear, the length of the head, which is actually way too small. That's sort of more out there. I'll just rub that out so I don't get confused. But it's a good starting point. You've always got to have a starting point. And sketching, as always, slows you down and you really observe the sort of structure and the little fine points of the animal. It's such a good practice. I hope you join me in this. There's not many weeks left now. And the other ears out that way. They've got very long ears, so is the roan antelope. They've got a sort of droopy ears. They're quite an interesting animal. So anyway, Okay, there he is. He's got quite a funny long tail there. This doesn't look right here, it's too pronounced. I've often seen, when you look at a lot of the antelopes of Africa, they have this white underbelly, and I do believe it's to help them combat the heat, so the light bounces off the ground and cools their bodies, which makes total sense. You know, even some of the predators, lions and leopards, will have a lighter underbelly. So his eyes here, just sort of under his, looks like it's sort of closed a bit under his horns. He's got this really super white marking here. Which is quite spectacular. It comes in. I always feel privileged to see these more unusual creatures when I'm over there. I'll just soften that jawline there because it's white. Do a bit of his face, and so we're about going to be out of time. Even his ears are unusual. They sort of keep their lighter colour they have when they're younger. Some can be almost a chestnutty colour, and then they turn black. Anyway, that's about 10 minutes, so at least I got the structure down fairly well. I'm pretty happy with that. This second back leg's in here. That's just forward slightly, so I'll just pop that in. And he looks a little bit short in the legs, but I think that's because I was concerned about them disappearing off the page. So that looks a bit better. He looks a bit wide in the body too. I might just slim that down a little bit. Take that off. It's difficult when you don't stand back, but it's for fun and yeah, good exercise. I'm using my own reference, and I'm going to go for as long as possible using my own reference, so that it adds to the fun. And they're images that I might even, you know, use at some later stage. Always makes me look through my lovely reference, brings back memories, seeing these lovely animals. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and I will fill him in because he is black. And yeah, I'd love for you to share, if you do any sketches, share some of the alphabet with me.